Thank you for inviting me to testify today. To my understanding, this hearing is motivated by concerns over free speech, censorship, government interference with private companies, and the influence of billionaires who control our media system. And I share these concerns. I worry about government censorship, which is what the First Amendment protects us against. I worry about collusion between government officials and powerful tech executives. I worry about algorithmic discrimination used to push partisan agendas or spread hate. I worry about independent journalists and whistleblowers being attacked, harassed, doxxed, or muzzled for asking hard questions or simply reporting facts. And I think we should all be worried right now because we are facing a true free speech emergency. Elon Musk, the owner of X and one of the richest men in the world, is now embedded inside the federal government, unelected and apparently unaccountable to anyone. He's a special government employee with all the privileges of a high-ranking official, but no regard for transparency or the laws of this Congress. Musk also has shocking conflicts of interest and a giant social media megaphone that he uses to threaten and retaliate against his critics. With his power to distort narratives and spread falsehoods, he's fueling a constitutional crisis. Inside the government, Musk is attempting to tear down vital institutions, sabotage essential programs, carry out personal vendettas, and terrify civil servants. He sent a gang of hackers to breach core government systems, giving him unfettered and unprecedented access to our most sensitive information. Yet members of this committee tasked with oversight have been blocked from even entering federal government buildings to investigate. Journalists trying to tell the public about the so-called Department of Government Efficiency are being harassed at Musk's instigation or threatened with prosecution by the U.S. Attorney. These government employees are actively trying to suppress speech about government activities. This is a free speech emergency, and it's not the only one. Brendan Carr, the chairman of the FCC, wants to revoke broadcast licenses because he doesn't like the viewpoints he sees on TV. That's censorship. The FCC has also threatened news organizations over editorial decision-making, reporting on law enforcement, and basic fact-checking. The FCC is now threatening to block a merger sought by CBS at the same time that President Trump is suing the company for $20 billion because he didn't like how 60 Minutes edited an interview with the former vice president. Big media and tech companies, Disney, ABC, Meta, maybe now CBS, are paying tens of millions of dollars to settle specious lawsuits. They appear to be paying off the president to shield themselves from reprisal or to gain regulatory favors. Social media companies, too, are making drastic changes to content in response to the new administration. Meta, for example, went from promising to step away from politics to actively pushing the president's agenda after Mr. Trump threatened Mark Zuckerberg with life in prison. If you were concerned about low-level officials sending emails to social media staffers 5 years ago, then you should actually be worried when all the billionaire owners of these companies line up on the dais at the president's inauguration, clutching million-dollar checks to show their loyalty. The Trump administration is using the power of the government to shake down the media and quash dissent. This country was founded on the premise that our public sphere and our free press should be protected against government manipulation or retribution, including from the president or from special government employees. I'm a former journalist. I'm sitting here on a panel with journalists, and I may not agree with them, but I will defend their right to speak and write without fear of intimidation and harassment by government officials, without fear of unlawful government surveillance for simply speaking to their sources, without fear of unconstitutional retaliation. I hope we can agree on that. I hope we can set aside our differences and speak out against true government censorship, no matter who is in power. Free speech is not reserved for certain viewpoints. Free speech isn't meant to just protect the rich and powerful. Free speech isn't just for billionaires. The First Amendment protects everyone's freedom and free expression, and we must defend it. Thank you.